Alright, up for review today is this Skil Twist 2.0. Now, I don't typically buy this. Um, this was a little bit of an impulse buy because I was at Tractor Supply and there was a 19 or under $20 bin, right? And I seen this sitting in there and it was the only one, and I was like, there ain't no way this is only $20. USB-C rechargeable from Skil, a good brand, comes with the bit. Now you can get screwdrivers, powered screwdrivers, electric screwdrivers for around that, but not usually something like this that's got some weight to it and looks good. It's from a good brand. I don't even think the Kobalt ones are $20. And I have a Kobalt one too, by the way. Biggest gripe with it is it works fine and everything, but it goes dead on its own, just sitting. Um, and it drives me crazy because I don't use it that often. But when I do use it, I would like for it to have a charge. Like it's charged, has a charge right now. I charged it maybe a month ago, but I mean, I don't think that these should like trickle discharge at all, really, honestly. Um, if you're going to use it, it just seems like the timing always is like when I'm going to use it, then it's not charged. It's just aggravating. Um, if it wasn't for that, that would be a decent screwdriver too. But I'm gonna go ahead and open this. This is my first time opening and handling it and everything too. See if it has a charge right out of the box here, or the packaging, which is the annoying, well, I guess it does, it just activated itself. The annoying anti-theft packaging. It's like adult proof here. There we go. RIP headphone users. So it's going to come with a booklet or something back here that I'm totally not going to go through for a screwdriver. Now this thing has some heft to it. It feels good in the hand. Don't know what the whole deal is with this little thing in the center, but it's probably twice the weight of this. And for me, that's a plus. I like significant, big, hefty tools. You feel like you're getting what you pay for. Look at that. It's got a full charge. Hold to select. Oh, okay. That's not a charge thing. That's like its torque level. Even better. And then this should swivel. Press this button and you got different. Okay, so I guess they've made a little see-through thing so you can see it swivel. I don't know. It seems like a novelty, and it unnecessarily made this bigger than what it needed to be, but it kind of works because it gives you a stop here. I mean, when I move it, I can feel it torque a little bit. I can feel it. Like it when I stop it, especially, it's like doing the thing that DeWalt's do where they kind of do this. Not feeling a whole lot of difference in the three modes, but I'm sure it is once you put some load on it. 4 volts. Interesting. That's an interesting voltage to go with for an electric screwdriver. Like your nominal lower end of your charge on your USB is 5 volts. Typically, if you see USB-C, they're going to take advantage of the additional voltages that are available. So it's got these 3 notch adjustment. So you got straight up and down. There's the next one, and then this one. So it doesn't do 90 degrees, but again, 20 bucks, it already offers more than the Kobalt does. Now, don't get me wrong, this feels pretty good in the hand. They did something good with this curve here. The finish is kind of rubberized, and I guess that's where the good stops, right? Like, has the light, but they both have a light. This one does have a retention chuck on it, I suppose, which is good. Let's see what this does. It's just got a stronger magnet than the other one. No actual lock there. It's significantly bigger, but this feels so much better in the hand with the added weight, and the torque is significant. It feels significant. I feel like I could really drive a screw in with this thing. It does pretty good too, but it kind of struggles a little bit. You can kind of tell it's got a little small motor in it. And this one, let's see if the voltage is on this. This is also 4 volts, so I guess that's kind of like the thing to do. I suppose if you're going to use a 6 volt cell, right, lithium cell, then you probably want it to be able to discharge quite a bit before it gets to its low voltage, which is, I'm guessing, like 3.5 or 3 on these. Lighting's a little better on the Kobalt, um, but I really do feel like this could take maybe a little bit more of a beating. Not a fan of the bubble thing, but I guess that's a way they could have done something a little extra. Really like how the gears feel and the torque. The adjustment's nice. So I mean, for these two to be in the same price range, even though I have a lot of Kobalt stuff, because I tend to try to get the most for my money, used to be Black & Decker, you know, I still had to pick this up, and I think I can get some good use out of it. I'm actually going to, out of curiosity, now this was 1999, this, just recently. I've had this for a few years, and this, I'm going to look up the model real quick and just see what kind of competition we've got here. I'm going to zoom in on this because it's hard to read. 68686. Alright, so let's look that up real quick. So Kobalt 68686. Alright, so it's $27 at Lowe's, $27.48, and you get some bits with it. I'll go ahead and bring that up here. Let's see, you know, you gotta enter 20 things just to load a web page. Come on, load. So this is around your $30 mark. I'm sure I probably paid that much or more when I originally bought it because I don't think it had been out very long. Now, the model on this one, which I didn't really go over, here's the SKU. So it appears the model is just, yeah, that's right, Twist 2.0. I guess that's their name. And you got some numbers down here. Don't think that's all that important. Says it's 240 RPM, 1.5 hours, USBC charging, lithium ion, 1.5 hours. I don't know about that, but I'm sure you could get an hour. I don't know if they're using a duty cycle or if that's supposed to be continuous use. I'm just not really sure, but it does have some heft to it, like it's got a good sized battery in there. I know I ain't getting no hour and a half out of this thing. Let's see here. But anyway, here's the listing. I didn't get to load Lowe's webpage that it was acting up, but $27.48 currently, and you know the .48 is gone on sale. Comes with some extra bits, but Kobalt bits, I mean, come on, those things break easily. So I think this is a great deal for 20 bucks, especially today's economy and how things have been going. Got some play in the shaft here, which is, I guess, a quarter turn of play on something like this is actually favorable, because what ends up happening is you'll kind of miss the screw as you're going in to catch the head, and having a little bit of play just makes it that much easier to kind of slip in. And it ain't like this is going to be like a precision driver, you know. This is more of a, you know, handy mid torque, you know, kind of get in there kind of deal. Instead of having this big L-shaped, you know, drill, you've got this deal here. I think that this would be great for home use, or even professionals, or if you're doing computer repair. Maybe this is bulky, kind of gets in the way a little bit. I do a lot of electronics repair, so you know, when I seen this, I really liked it. It feels like I could maybe control the screw a little bit better as I'm torquing down on this than versus this. So like, this would be still good for some small electronics repair where you got really small bits, but not perfect, versus some other things like fix-it kits or something. But this is good for your general home use. You see it already has a number 2 bit, not a precision bit. got a number 2 uh, SL6, but I believe that's a kind of like a the equivalent of the number 2 Phillips, pairing. I forget how it works, but as you're charging there, I guess I don't see a charging indicator. I suppose this tells you when it's a low battery here. I can plug it up and let's take a look at that and see if there's any indicator when you charge. Could be holding a trick up its sleeve here. Alright, so yeah, it does. So these double up as the charge indicator. So it came with a little over half a charge, I think. Nothing wrong with that. So I think I can recommend this. I think it's a good product, especially if you pick it up for 20 bucks like I did at Tractor Supply. SD5619 looks like their actual model number, but it's going to be known as the Twist 2.0. Never had the 1.0. It says it has a 2-year warranty, but honestly, I've never really ever had any problems with Skil. Like I can't ever remember breaking a Skil tool, and most of the time it's been a Skil saw that I use though. But still, pretty good brand. I think they have American roots too, so that's nice. Chevron North America, Naperville, Illinois. Of course, it's made in China. Everything is for now, anyway. So, yeah, that's been my review of this Skil. I'm not gonna bother driving any screws. I can tell you this thing has some torque. I mean, you can see I'm putting pressure on it, and it's still moving there. So I think this is fine for maybe putting together some cabinets, doing some light, wood screws, anything in between. I wouldn't be trying to put in decking screws, but it can do a lot of the handy household or small odd job type of deal. Something you can just grab, which is real nice. I wouldn't use this to kind of torque certain applications that are important, like if you're doing electrical panel stuff, but at least you could run the screw up with this and then hand torque with your torque one if you wanted to. If you're doing electrical, I could see a lot of uses for this. But yeah,